Ladies and gentlemen, my man is left. I don't know what happened to him, but we're live. Live on the interweb. This is the PK Entertainment Show with my man Sick. What's up with you, Sick?
What's up, homeboy?
What's up, man? We over here congratulating my man. Hit 1,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? He had 1,000 in 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 great time. Now you back.
Yeah.
Now you back.
Next speed.
Te- Technical difficulties in the middle of live stream. Man, I guess I'm just that excited. I'm breaking everything. Uh, but thank you guys. Thank you all for supporting me. I'm so excited to be here. So excited for everything to be going on.
And the funny thing about it was, when was it? This morning? No, yesterday. You posted a review of Fall Guys, and I didn't get to see that before I went to bed. So this morning, I saw it, and I was like, 970 already? Because the last we spoke, or the last time I noticed your subscriber count, it was 400 or something, like 400 and change. So I'm like, dude. And then maybe an hour later, I was scrolling through YouTube, and then your subscribers was like 980 something. I said, dude, at this rate, you're gonna be 1,000 subs by noon, and you were probably still asleep, I think, at that point, because I was calling you, didn't answer, and then you finally did answer, and you was like all asleep. I was like, bro, wake up! You're gonna hit 1,000 today. You need to be up. You can sleep another time. Let's go.
Yo, I was genuinely shocked. I really was just concentrating on giving you guys some good content. And by the way, what's playing in the background is just some trailers from Gamescom that's been going on this weekend. So you might see some Call of Duty and some other things like that. Just FYI, if you guys haven't checked out Gamescom yet. But yeah, I've just been concentrating on trying to give you guys the best, learning from my big brother 100 and 108 Dragons. You know, trying to get better at giving you guys some better crisp content is the best I can give you.
Yeah, no, man. But we congratulating him, man. He had 1,000. We need to have 2,000. He need to pass me up by tomorrow.
At this
Hey,
rate,
look.
he may very well be like it's
And I'll be proud
your
of
growth
him.
is
People thinking that we be mad at each other.
spectacular.
I tell people, like I tell my son, be better than me. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know what I'm saying? Skies is the limit. That's what we should be playing in the background. Sky's the limit, and you know that you know what I'm saying?
so I since I hit the 1,000, like tell me what was it like for you when you hit your first 1,000 there, Juan?
When I hit 1,000, think about it. When you hit it, okay, this was different when I did it. 1,000 wasn't the plateau; it was 500.
Ah,
When you hit 500, that's when you got all the specs. You can go try to make money, whatever. It was 500. It wasn't 1,000. But somebody then YouTube made it to 1,000. When I hit the 1,000, I think I hit 1,000 around kind of like a Christmas time or something. And I just made a montage for it. I used to make a montage every year for every all. I used to go on my subscriber count, everybody that subscribed to me, and I make a montage and show everybody off. I haven't did that in a while. I need to go back to doing it once a year.
man, that's
But
a
if
lot of work.
I mean, it just I play some music. I didn't try to monetize it or nothing like that and stuff like that. But if it felt good, and then if I started feeling bad, where I knew people that had better to me does way better stuff than I would do, and I'm not. I don't just put out stuff every day, and I'm like, damn, how I do this, and they not doing that. And so that's when I put in myself is I said, you know what? I'd rather help build people up instead of tearing them down.
You know, that's what it's about in the gaming. You know, we all should be building each other up and supporting one another, pull each other up. Let's ride the wave together. I think that's what that should be about for sure.
No doubt. I mean, many hands make light work, as they say. And that's exactly what's going on now. Like I only have 13 subscribers, but for whatever reason, because my video that I put up 11 years ago has nearly 3,000 views, and apparently it was based on views at the time. And if you had a video that passed 1,000 views, I think it was, then you would get ad revenue, but now you need 1,000 followers, subscribers, because
You need
you know they're
1,000,
seeing
and you need a
And
thousand.
4,000.
Yeah, you need 1,000 now, and you need over I think 10,000 people viewing, 10,000 or something people viewing your videos.
right.
Over
So it's totally different
yeah,
now, and the
for you to go
requirements are
straight
heavier,
live.
more competition, and that just goes to show, why congratulations are in order, because you did this in very short amount of time, very short amount of time. We know other folks who recently have hit 1,000, 2,000 other milestones, and it took them longer, far longer, and put in a lot of effort in them themselves. I don't want to name any names to make it look like I'm downplaying any of these folks, because they put in a lot of work. That just goes to show the success and why you've earned these congratulations from us. You're doing a bang up job, bro. 1,000 plus, and it's growing as we speak. You could be doing 2,000 within another week or so if it continues at the rate it's going. Not even, because you went from 400 and change yesterday to over 1,000. You
I don't know
more
if it
than
was
double.
that fast, but it did
No,
come up.
it
It did
definitely
creep up
was.
on me pretty quick.
It definitely was, because yesterday I was looking at another video that you had. I'd watched yesterday. It was like 400 and change. I'm very sure on that. So you more than doubled in a day. So I mean, would you reach 2,000 in a day or two? I'm not saying that, maybe within a week, but you could do it faster than that with the rate you're going. You very well might.
And
Not
like
to
I said,
start getting that high expectation, but hey,
the thing about it, a lot of people on YouTube don't find a niche. You found your niche. You're not trying to be me. You're not trying to be sick. You're not trying to be Flip or anybody. You being yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
success. Yeah, keep
and,
grinding.
And
That's
a
all you
lot of
got to
people
do.
don't find a niche on the inch. They don't find a niche. They everywhere. They don't know if they want to talk about a YouTube. They don't know they want to do this. They don't know if they want to do that. You feel like you're focused and they're lost. And I have a lot of brother in that way. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Like, you need to find a niche. I have a niche just to go wild, buck wild. I'm Xbox dude. That's just me. But that's my niche. But that's not me in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not really in real life. And so a lot of people, when they meet me in real life, like, what happened to the wild man? I ain't wild like that. That is something, because they got me out. Like YouTube, I'm not really a public speaker like that. I hated public speaking, but YouTube got it out of me. Maybe because I felt when I did YouTube, I did it because I'm like, I love gaming. And I saw my homegirl DeLeon, she got on. And I saw Z get on. I said, I can do that shit too. And I just went. I just went with it. And one thing is, I don't actually, when I did tell myself this, when I hit the 1,000, wasn't gonna look at them view counts no more. No subscriber counts anymore.
right.
I cut that off my mind. Like, I don't care no more. I hit that pedestal. I'm cool. Because my man Cyclone said this. He said, I don't care if I got 100 subscribers. You know how good is 100 people that watches your channel?
Right.
So he's like, look how good that is. I said, damn. And I stuck with me. I said, I ain't look at nothing no more. And when I look at it, I look on accident, because I might hit the dashboard button on accident, and it'll show me, well, this means people sub. But see, you got something that's constantly where I don't constantly do videos.
So let me ask you, what do you think, or any advice on what do you think I should do to keep this train going?
Just do you.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change up now, because that makes very little sense to anyway.
Don't let if you. My thing is, you can't have too many people in your ear. You need to do this like, my man Vodka wants me to do reviews. I'm not a reviewer. So if I do something, I'd say I'm doing my impression of it, because I don't review, because when you're a reviewer, you got to go by guidelines. You got to give the good, the bad, the ugly. I ain't gonna do all that. I'm gonna give you my impression. This is what I like about the game. Like, I hear people that's going crazy about Madden. I don't like Madden. I like Madden. Yeah, it needs some tweaks, but Madden ain't never been good until after the season starts, where everybody's stats really get put on. But I'm not finna go do something like that. I try to do something different, like talk about. I will find someone on the interweb and try to talk something that nobody talk about. but
Right.
you have the voice and people respect you in the gaming community. You know, you got respect. I see people that don't talk to me; they talk to you, and they
And just
respect you.
and you know, I just want to spread the love, man, because we as gamers, especially gamers, we're not the corporations that's making billions a year, right? We're the ones spending the money for these corporations to make a living, and in general, not just gamers, but you know, when we watch movies, everything, every entertainment we consume as a consumer, we should all be sticking together on what matters to us and not the people that are living it good because of what we spend our money on.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, you know, proud of you. You said you was gonna do this, and like boom, 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 and I said I got your back.
Yes, 100. You have been supportive all the way through. A lot of your people have came by, checked me out, and they were pretty satisfied, shocked, I guess, and they showed me much love, and I appreciate
So
that.
they thought you was gonna be like me and Flip. Nah, you ain't like this. No, one guy thought I was you. I said no, that's my man. That's not me. Because he was like, great video. I said that's not my video. Y'all go check him out. And he was like, oh, okay. And this dude was like way in Europe. Cause think about it is we all can. My thing is if we all start sharing each other's videos and start promoting each other and stuff like that, we all got a different fan base, especially on Twitter. I don't have Facebook and
Absolutely,
other stuff like that. I have
absolutely.
a lot of sports people that follow me. That's really ain't super gamers and stuff, or they halftime gamers. I have do gamers that you know what I'm saying at this and this and that, and you get different people to sit there like, oh, that's that guy. Oh, I didn't know about you.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm
That's
like, that's
that's
my guy from GRG. He said, that's him. I said, yeah, that's him. You hear him. Think about it, ain't nobody telling him to shut up because he can talk. That's his platform.
yeah. Well, I'm really just feeling blessed to be here with you guys. You guys really pushed me the way, and it really made me feel like I need to go ahead and just do it because I was super nervous about it. But you know what? I feel good about it. It feels good to talk to people and let them know how I feel about things and my insight on stuff. And definitely like being a part of the family. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I was like, I just look out, that's what we all need to do. And especially it's hard for us to keep it real as us minorities in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for us to get up there
Right.
because we don't have the support staff. Because my son has a friend. His mom laugh at me all the time. I'm like, you still letting your son pimp you? But saying he decided to do a vlog about his mom and they got divorced and they had to move to another house. Dad left and all that. This guy was making at the age of 12. They were bringing in $10,000 in that house just because his mom was wearing tank tops and all that other stuff.
Mm.
And when people say,
Wow.
yeah, and I'm like, my son showed it to me. I said, ain't that the little boy mom half naked all the time? He said, yeah, they be filming in the backyard. So now they're getting older. They go on trips. She said the less we get is probably 10 grand a month. She said, plus my alimony, and I got a job. But I don't mind. They just getting up in the morning. This my sister. She ain't, this and that. They just vlogging. And I said, but if that was a minority doing it, you think they would have been like, we extorting or extorting. But he does it. I'm not mad at the hustle.
Right.
It's that
I'm
simple.
happy.
You know.
But I said but he has 1.5 million subscribers.
Wow. Impressive.
Hmm. But it's showing off his mom. Really? But
You
she's like,
can't tell. Yeah, basically, you can't tell him nothing. You
no.
can't tell him it has nothing to do with any of the things he's doing. And it's his mom in tank tops
Yeah,
all day that people come and see.
but when
Like, they don't
people,
even care about you.
yeah,
They
when
care about
people
your mom
sitting
in a
there
tank
telling
top.
people like, well, this person's bigger than you because he got 100,000 subscribers. That's not true. That's the only thing. That's why I can't preach about PK. I don't look at the subscriber count because I have a voice in this community. I go to E3, people walk up on me and everything
Right.
because who the hell I am, that character I portray. I have people, and I tell 108 the same thing. He didn't believe me one year, and he had 5 people like, that sound like 108. You're like, oh, that is me. Like, that's him? You don't know. You got a voice. You know, because I know people got a voice and they don't even do YouTube. For example, Tim Dog, don't do YouTube. Got a voice.
A big voice. It's kind of hard to ignore him. It's kind of ignore him. His voice is so big on on Twitter and elsewhere.
Got a voice. I know a lot of people that got voices that don't do this. So I said, don't let the subscribers. Don't worry about the subscriber. I said, don't worry because you just don't know who really listening to you. When Aaron Bringware came to me and knew who the hell I was shocked.
Right?
I was shocked. I go into a private Xbox event and I was shocked. Like, honey, what's up? I said, my name is Rashard. That's why I'm going, because when you conduct business, that's how you conduct business. Because I was there, that's really business wise. I said, no. He said, honey, I know you drink. I got some scotch over here. You got some drink tickets? I said, yeah. The man gonna take care of you. You good. I was shocked that he knew the hell I was.
So let me ask you. So what do you think about E3 next year? Is that definitely happening?
They said it's going to happen. You know what? It's going to happen. I think we just need to get past this year, and I think it's going to happen. E3, think about it. I don't even know why people thought E3 was down. E3, actually, 108 can tell you. One year, I had to give him my badge because it sold out.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that.
It's sold out. So sometimes we don't. Sometimes we might get gift stuff, and sometimes we don't. But we still buy we still buy our own personal badges.
So what I always wanted to go to E3. I never did. I was always intimidated of going. So what's up? We gonna do this next year?
Yo, yeah. PK, you know what it is, bro. Listen, you've already done enough on your own name to just sign up, right? You gotta give the credentials and whatever information.
E3 is free for the public. You don't have to do no credentials.
Oh, okay.
Pay for it.
But if you want press passes,
we're trying to get press passes. I will get them this. I probably can't get them this year. It's just hard to do it because some things you don't want to give up. They was asking for. Like, I'm not giving up my rural business tax ID.
Yeah, especially when they're leaking out info. You already don't trust them.
So what I end up is I make intermedia business now. It's stationed in Nevada though, so I ain't got to pay no taxes on it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in fact, I should have been at E3 this year. That was the plan. A lot of this money that I spent buying iPads and other things that I wasn't planning on buying this year, the TV was wasn't among those things. I was buying a TV no matter what. But I bought an iPad Pro. That money was going to be my flight back and forth, and that's 800 plus right there. And that's
no, you don't. Ain't no 800 plus. You don't pay 800 because you would have flown with Lemon. Lemon goes red eye.
No, but what I'm saying is I had 800 put away for flights and hotel, and then whatever was left over was going to go with the other money that I was putting together. So the iPad alone, was going to cover most of it, and already had that money ready to go. So when E3 got canceled, I was able to splurge on an iPad. So definitely next year, if E3 is on and popping, I'm going to be there, and 100 is going to have that bottle for me, and I'm going to buy the other one to go with it, and everybody going to be drinking because 100 is going to owe me that bottle. But one way or another, I'm going to be there. You should be there, PK.
Yeah. But no, E3 is fellowship, and like I said, I met Hip Hop Gamer for the first time, and this wonderful lady, Red Infamy, that does Twitch. Even though she was mad because I didn't recognize who she was, I didn't know. Because I don't know. I didn't know.
Typical female, man.
Yeah. Upset about I didn't know who she was. And he tapped me like, that's my old lady. I said, I know, I ain't trying to get at all. I'm doing something else with somebody else. But no, but we usually go to think about it, you guys, to be advised. We go, there's places that we go in E3 that nobody knows where we're at. We tell them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see when I went live last year, nobody knew where we was at. We keep it G4. Only a handful of us know where we want to go.
G4 classified.
Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
G14 classified. We don't tell them if somebody because we don't want nobody. Think about it, it's hard to get up there anyway because we're on the highest. We've been going to the Spire the last 2 years. That is the highest rooftop in North America, lounge in North America. You're on like the 120th floor. You got to take 2 elevators to get up there.
Whoa.
You see whole downtown LA like it ain't nothing. And it's a lounge. And we go up there and we have fun. Last year, what's old boy that went for Epic? I can't think of his name.
You mean
Dude who was in the Gears team?
He went to run Epic. He's from Xbox. What's his name? Oh, because he always used to play on PC anyway, but I can't think of his name. He went up, he came and met us one year.
2 people went to Epic. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Not Ferguson. The other one. I can't think of his name right. Yeah, click in on it. I like Xbox sent the representatives because they couldn't send nobody last year. They sent some they sent some representatives up there with us. We had PlayStation guys up there. People thinking that I see it's a war. We're gonna fight. I don't fight you.
Yeah, man. These
it's probably because you scare them there, 100.
Nah, it's just these keyboard warriors on the internet who talk all this talk. When push comes to shove, when you really out there in the real world, okay, now you have to back up all that stuff. They quick to crumple up because they're only brave on the internet. It's that simple. I'm a man of size, 6'4", 250, or I'm probably 240 this week with all the weight I've been losing. Who knows? Like you're not gonna be a little 5'8" dude who's talking crap on the internet, and then I see you face to face and just talk that same crap. That's never happened. That's never gonna happen. All these fake people on the internet who want to talk like they're big and bad, when push comes to shove, they don't push back, and you quickly see that. They quickly get real meek, and then you don't even see them on the internet anymore talking that garbage. I guarantee you, anybody who's talking crap to 100, who saw him face to face, right? After that, 100 didn't hear from them again. It was already over.
Well, my thing is not that because some people say I'm on my home turf, so.
I just want to put it out there for the people that watching. Like 6'4" is just 6 wrestling build.
Yeah, I'm only 6 feet tall. So I'm only 6 feet. I'm not a giant.
I'm not, but compared to most people I see,
making 11. When I walked, I told her I had to move. I was gonna go on this year. I was gonna turn into Mike Lowry. I had the jacket ready and everything, and I was gonna have him be my bodyguard. I was gonna have Megatron walk in, sit off the elevator, pull on the jacket. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Because they're 6. People. I'm like, but I'll be around
6'5", and that 1 inch, he still seems way larger than me. Like he could choke me out, and I'm inch difference in height. But it's just the point I was making, that all these people who talk all this heat, all this smoke, and they want to and say all these crazy things, and when push comes to shove, really don't push back. But E3, to answer your original question when you first asked this, is E3 coming back? I think especially in the recent weeks, I've seen a lot of people talking on Twitter that this whole online thing done by Jeff Keighley and others, it just ain't it. It just ain't it. Like E3 is what's needed, and that's what people want to see. Well, I wasn't talking to you, Bixby. I never reuse Bixby. That's the worst thing about my phone. The only bad thing. But anyway, so folks are already asking for E3 back. They've been doing this for a couple weeks on Twitter. I'm seeing that's starting to get around. So I think E3 is coming back next year. I think the people want it too. Everybody who's saying all this online streaming stuff will be enough. I don't see people saying that anymore. E3 is coming back next year. That's my opinion on it.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's been some good digital events. I mean, absolutely, DC Fandom has been an excellent digital event. But I would still want to go to Comic-Con to meet, shake hands, and get autographs from these people for sure. So definitely human interaction. There's something you can't pay for that.
Microsoft does something different because Microsoft, even though Microsoft Theaters, the Microsoft Theater LA, they right next to they really in the same realm. Then you got the Staples Center, then you got the Convention Center. So you're not even walking 2 blocks. Microsoft does it different because what you see on that stage, you get to play on that stage. You know, when we saw, you start running into different people, but they regular Joes, just like us. My thing is this year we saw stuff that E3 used to be super, super, super crowded because Sony has this area and this area, this and this. Nintendo killed last E3 because they had people waiting 4 or 5 hours in the line. That and Oculus had
Wow.
the longest ass lines. Xbox had it, can't call X because Xbox had it where you go sit down, certain people get off the stage and get on, and it was more interactive. Like I said, I didn't think I
So
was like,
they got like consoles set up to where people can come up and test and play the games.
yeah, on the Xbox, yeah. Xbox, yeah. When you get on that stage, that same stage you get that you saw at E3, you walk on that stage and play them games. So when you saw Phil walk and all that other stuff, you sit in the crowd. If 20 people leave, they add 20 people on, and you can go sit there and you never. That's how we got the interview with the what was that? Ninja Theory. We didn't know Ninja Theory for nothing. And them guys were sitting there like, you hyped for this game? And we kept on playing the game, playing the game, playing the game. That's why people like, why you don't play it? We've been playing it for so damn long. I want to play something else. We've been playing it before even people announced a beta. We had code. It was like, man, give away codes. They were hyped because that's not all the Ninja Theory. That was like 13 or 15 guys made that game. And they saw that we were hyped about it. And he said, no, we can't tell you, we can't say if it's a story mode or nothing like that. But he said, we welcome to film. And you welcome to play with us. And they skipped us in line for us to play with them.
Wow.
Like, here you go. And people like, who are these guys? Lemon gets all fast, got to get all this hooked up and all that other stuff. And we just went. When we did xCloud, I made sure xCloud was 4K when I streamed because I heard people like, oh, it's hooked up. I didn't think I was going to get access to xCloud like that.
And for those guys who have not tried xCloud, I think right now, if you are subscribed to Game Pass Ultimate, you can try it on your phones and tablets right now, right? It don't officially launch to.
Yeah, it don't officially launch.
September 15th. September 15th, I think. Yeah, so definitely give that a shot. I tried it. I think it's excellent. You can't tell any difference between playing on your Xbox or playing on there.
So what you think about Jeff Beckler from CNET saying he can't play Halo 5 and he can't play Ori?
Yeah, so to me, I think he has a phone.
He was playing on a Sony Xperia phone.
So there's some things here, right? And I know it's not Microsoft's issue. It's more or less an issue of the owner. You do have to have a capable phone. It can't, sometimes it might be because you have a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system. I know a lot of people don't think about that, but there are apps that you literally cannot see on the App Store if you got a 32-bit operating system.
Right. And in fact, for a guy from CNET, he should already know this. He should already know all these things, not to put out a headline like that without, a due diligence. Clearly, he did not do that if he's putting out an article like that, and saying these things. Like, it makes no sense.
Well, again, this is why you got to try it for yourself. This is why you got to do it yourself and not rely on someone else. Because if you got an issue like that, let's say you got an issue where you got a 32-bit operating system on your machine, not by your own fault, but this is your bottleneck. So you may need to upgrade and get a different kind of phone if you want a game on it. And that's just the reality. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
He said he beamed his phone to the TV. And I'm like, okay. He said, well, because he's talking about the smaller screen.
Oh, what difference does that make?
I'm
I'm
like, but
I
he's talking about the lag, and he said, "Well, Google Stadia runs better." I said, I played both of them at lunch.
that I don't believe that's accurate.
Yeah,
I have
and I
That is
played.
said,
not
play,
accurate to
Let,
anybody's
I'm
experience.
gonna tell you, I have played Fantasy Star Online 2 on my phone. Okay, a freaking MMO, and it didn't lag. I didn't see any issues on my
I'll
phone.
put it to you like this. I've done the Steam streaming. I've done some port forwarding madness because you're not supposed to be able to do this from across the internet, right? And uh, I was able to stream something from my house, and I only have like 15 megabit up. I don't even have really high speed upload to play a game from Steam on my PC on my phone across the internet on not Wi-Fi on 4G, and it worked pretty good for my connection. And that's a home connection. That's not a server in a rack somewhere in a data center with proper connections. So for him to have problems like that when very few are, when you contrast what Google issues are, that a lot of people have been talking about, that it just doesn't make sense. It sounds more like sensationalism, for it just sounds like clickbait to me. It really does. Because that's not jiving with 98% of people's experience at all.
Yeah, that's why I always challenge people to try it for themselves. It's really worth it if you gave it a shot. And if it doesn't work for you or you don't like it, then that's a different story. That's your story and not someone else's. And that's what I'm getting at. So let me just shift gears a little bit. Have you guys seen anything coming out of GamesCon today at all?
Ratchet and Clank. They showed supposed to be an extended video.
It's
I
like
think it
7 or 8
extended.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was extended for about 30 seconds. 'Cause it was the
Did you
same stuff
did
I
you
saw.
guys watch that? Because I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I watched it. Came on at 11 my time. I set my phone and I ended up watching it.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't know that Gamescom was
It was a
starting
lot of
today at all, and that all this footage I was seeing, I didn't realize till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon that all this new footage and stuff I was seeing
yeah,
had
it's, it
with
goes for like
Gamescom. I didn't know at all.
yeah. It was a lot of indie shown stuff like that. It wasn't like uh stuff that
Nothing new per se, just more or less
if it
review.
was new, it was like an indie. It wasn't
Mm.
nothing from the big boys.
This is kind of new. What's playing in the background for me? I didn't see this yet, but this looks crazy to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
Doom got it. That's his Doom expansion.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the Doom expansion
Yeah.
they showed off today. We had heard this was coming, so this is the trailer. Another game that's coming to Game Pass. In fact, I'm real hyped that it's coming to Game Pass. It's called Hot Shots Racing. So it's got like retro graphics, like virtual racing, but it's a racing game with drifting and all of that great controls. In
Yeah,
fact,
I,
if you
I
on the
played
Xbox
it.
beta,
Yeah,
right, you can play on the beta. So now it'll be on Game Pass, which I didn't know was happening. And
yeah,
it's
that game. It's
yeah, it's just a little indie game.
yeah,
It's
I've been
between out an
playing it.
indie
I've
game,
been in the beta
but
for a
hey,
minute. I've been playing it. It's
yeah,
alright.
it's okay. Yeah, but it just goes to show that that's all that's really being announced at Gamescom, at least for today. Nothing too serious. Just a couple of things here and there, most of which we'd already seen or knew existed already. But they just showing us extended scenes and stuff. Details like this game now has a release date. Hot Shots Racing. We didn't know the release date or the price until today. The Doom expansion that we knew about. Now we've seen the trailer. Call of Duty. We saw some another new trailer came or an extended trailer, I think it is, that came out today. We heard some more info about that it's going to be 4K 120, even on the PS5. It's probably going to be upscaled to 4K 120, knowing the PS5. But there you go. That's the kind of information that's been out today. And like I said earlier, I didn't even put it all together that this is a Gamescom. All these reveals and tidbits of information that came out were for Gamescom. I thought it was just a normal news day. This was just a news day that I guess had a good amount of news. I didn't really realize till I got home.
Yeah. So what do you? So I'm looking at it too. So speaking of the Call of Duty, we got to mention that this confusion with the prices and what their intentions are. Or is the game's going to be actually $70 going forward?
Well,
Or
the base game is $60. So on PlayStation, you can pay $10 more to get the next gen version. Kind of like what they did last generation, there was a ticket or whatever you would get, but this time you were paying $10 for it to get that next gen version. Meanwhile, with the Xbox, remember all games are backwards compatible, but you won't get the Series X version unless you pay extra for that. But at least the game would be playable. And then I've seen a lot of, because early on there was some misunderstandings on what's going what. So some console war fanboys wanted to make a whole thing about this. Oh yeah, my system gets it without having to pay and this and that. No, they're charging you $10 more for next gen, despite your system, despite the situation, no matter what your preference is. And I was one of the first to make the point that, yeah, next generation is about time, game prices increases, just the honest fact. But to pretend like one is better off in the situation than the other, no. This is a poop sandwich, and both sides got to take a bite, and let's not pretend like it's anything else. And of course, like I said before, like a month and a half ago when we were speaking on this subject elsewhere on GRG, when you think about the publishers who would most likely to do this, nefarious stuff off bat, the big three come to mind: EA, Activision, and 2K. And it's quite ironic to me that EA, so far as I know, isn't involved in any of the shenanigans, but Activision and 2K are. And 2K also, they announced their basketball game is in a similar situation. I'm not fully briefed on the situation with that, but I think they're also charging $10 more for next gen, and there's no upgrade path. Or if there's upgrade path, you have to pay. It's not free like it should be.
So I also noticed that on PC, it's only 60, not 70.
Yeah, because PC, this is some of the things that Xbox, that I always say about Xbox. Xbox is bringing a lot of those PC advantages, like online play, voice chat, all these things, although voice chat was really pioneered more by Xbox than PC. But I way to show that, you build a new PC that's, let's say, twice as fast as your old one. All your games can work on your new PC. You didn't have to pay $10 more, to play the game with better performance on your new hardware. The Xbox always brought those PC advantages, and this is another advantage that the PC is bringing. That the Xbox is bringing, from the PC. So for the PC to be like that, that's just the nature of PC. Eventually, the PC versions of games will just increase to $10 more. They're not going to do, because there's no concept of generation. So eventually, new PC games will just be $70 off bat when it's more standardized in the console arena. Because that's what happened when games went from 50 to 60. Like PC games stayed at 50 for a couple years longer before it finally joined up with consoles, and when it's 60, around the same time when Steam was really blowing up too. So that was probably the reason for that. But it's not black and white.
So let me ask you, because we got about 20 minutes before we end the show. Have you guys tried out the Fall Guys yet?
I didn't. I was never truly interested in playing the game, but it's definitely the game du jour. Everybody seems to like it. If I'm not mistaken, it was on PSN Plus, right? So
it's on Steam and it's on PSN Plus. Yes.
Yeah, it was on PSN Plus. So the PlayStation players got to get that game for free. Oh, actually, that means I should have it then too. So I could at least try it that way. But it's good to see. Is this game cross play?
Not yet, but I would assume it would be kind of not smart since they're going to add it to mobile as well. I assume there will be crossplay.
Okay, well, I'm not I
think 100 pointed out that this game was made by only a few guys.
Yeah, you could tell it's not a high budget game. It was just this is the epitome of an indie game that did well on its own sake and gameplay. And one platform got it, quote unquote for free, and they've really been pushing for it. But as you see now, it's on other platforms. I know it's on Switch. I don't know if it's out on Steam just yet, but it's out on Switch as far as I know, right?
No,
it's not.
It's only on PS4 and Steam.
It's on Steam out right now, though.
Yes.
Okay. So because I've seen other people playing the game who aren't playing, I thought it was Switch, so it must have been PC. And it's blowing up in that way. So when it comes to Xbox and mobile, I mean, it's only going to continue that trajectory. It kind of reminds me of Rocket League. You know, Rocket League didn't really have no crazy advertising. The word got around because the game was good. You know, not from marketing or anything else. You know, for the
Right.
best reason and the reason you would want. It's a good game. People talking about saying to play it. I'm not interested in the game, but what I see of it makes me say, at least I should go and download it. Especially now, I just realized, yeah, I have PSN Plus. So, give me a couple days. I'll get back to you on that. On my opinion.
Yeah, no worries. I had a blast playing the game. I thought the game was pretty simple, easy to pick up. Not really. You got to. It's like one of those games where you just don't want to think. You just want to do something. And you get in and get a couple games in and have a good time. You can also bring your friends too, and maybe even sabotage their win if you wanted to. So it
Yeah,
is pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah. That's the kind of game. That's the kind of elements in games I don't like when it's it's like being crabs in a barrel, and you're all pulling each other down, and that. But that's the fun in the game, right? And
Yeah,
I never really liked that kind of element in the game because it's like you're bullying someone almost, or I wish I had a better word for it. I've never really liked that in games in general or anything, but in Fall Guys, I'm getting a different vibe of it. It's just like because you're having fun, just barely flopping your way through to even make it halfway, and maybe you was about to make it, and then all of a sudden, oh, your connection dies, or somebody does something to you and takes your spot, and gets the win, and that's
yeah.
like get upset about
Technically,
it,
I
but it's
don't
not
feel
the
bad.
same kind of upset, right?
Yeah, I don't feel bad for losing. Actually, I think it's pretty funny, and and
Exactly.
and,
It
and
makes it funny
because the
when you lose at
game
some point.
queues up
Yeah,
so fast, you don't wait. Like I did a video on this. You don't even have time to look
yeah,
at your phone. Usually you're looking at your phone while a game is loading,
yeah,
messing
yeah.
around. You don't even got time for that. It literally loads really like you queue up so fast. So it keeps the gaming and the energy going. And that's one of the things I like about it. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I don't see why it wouldn't come to mobile, Switch, or Xbox later on. It would be just as big as Fortnite. So I could see that being a big entice uh a thing going forward. It will be huge. I can see that. It's too good. Not to, right?
It's already blowing up already on off of two platforms and two more to go. So this isn't well, actually three more to go,
Yeah,
including mobile.
3.
So I mean, like I said, it's only on an upward trajectory. It ain't going down anytime soon.
But that proves that you don't need a graphic demanding game to have fun with it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And speaking of graphically demanding or games that aren't graphically demanding, or maybe people want to talk negatively about its graphics, Battletoads. I finally played that yesterday when I went to turn on my Xbox to check out the dashboard. I'll get into that next, but there's a game that's very sharp, and it's also a Unity game. Like the cel shaded art style. Well, it's actually not cel shaded, but you know, really highly detailed um hand drawn art. Beautiful game. The gameplay is ridiculous. It just goes to this is another game that just goes to show the biases out there in the media and other folks and what they're really interested in. If you're saying a game like Battletoads is not a good or entertaining game, or it's too short for a game that was only $20 and you probably didn't pay for it because you got it on Game Pass, there's just something wrong with you, and it's exposing what's wrong with you to have an like I can understand people having opinions, but there's an opinion and there's fact. And Battletoads is not an ugly game. It's actually artistically beautiful because that was hand drawn art. You can see the detail there, and it's a smooth locked frame rate. The gameplay is ridiculous. It's fun as hell. I mean, it's just a great game. You did a video on it the day before yesterday, or was it over the weekend maybe? And I was like, oh, see, this is another game I've been slacking on playing a lot of games, and so yesterday I finally loaded up, and I just had such a great time. What about you, 100? You played Battletoads? Is he there?
His mic's muted.
His
Might
mic,
be.
yeah, he might be away for a second there. But the next thing I just want to talk about real quick was this dashboard. Like I said, I turned on my Xbox yesterday, especially to go and check out the dashboard. And I think the one that beta members have isn't the same version as what they're showing off, because it doesn't have the rounded corners and stuff and like the highlighting thing if you press the Xbox button, so the little slide out comes out from the left. The color, you can pick your color, but the highlight is supposed to be, rounded edges and not as thick as the highlight thing is now. But most of the features are there. When you press the Xbox button, if you want to get to that little row of icons on the bottom, you hit the right trigger. So I'm thinking only folks in the alpha branch have the version that they're showing off on video. Everybody else has a version that's a little bit behind.
No, they had it. They just did it in. They did it in row. They did it in rollbacks. Like Alpha got it at 2, then the Alpha got it at 2. Alpha got it at 3. They just went down the line. A lot of people
that's what
have
I'm saying.
it, but we don't have everything is not cut on.
Right, it's not the same version as what they're showing off. So
they're saying that the dynamic background. The only thing we really don't have is the dynamic background.
It's a dynamic background and the highlighting thing that highlights.
I got to update right now. I forgot about it. It was at 2:00. They told me.
The focus thing. Well, the focusing is the main thing that I noticed that's different, because all the other features and such are there. Like I said, when you hit the Xbox button and a little slides out from the side, and you see those icons on the bottom, you see Game Pass notifications.
But we've been, but I don't know what version you in. We've been had that.
Yeah, exactly my point. We've been had that. So the features are there.
Yeah,
the features are there, but not the exact look. That
look, I had that look. I've been had that look. I just didn't have that look where it is now. I had it where it used the regular Xbox slider, but I had the Game Pass, the search, the alert, all that. I had that already.
Yeah, it's coming piece by piece amongst different.
Yeah, I had that already, but I didn't have it what they showed in that video. So when I got in that
definitely do not have dynamic backgrounds yet.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that either.
We don't have dynamic backgrounds.
Video.
Now, I'm supposed to get something now. I'm supposed to get something different now. I'm updating it now, so supposed to get something. What I do like it, and a lot of people should get in it, and I think some people may have it, some people might don't, is perfect example. It'll like I forgot. It say what's happening, and say you got friends online. So say PK or Sick or 108 is in a party. Instead of going do my party list, do my friends list, I can see who's online in the party, and I'm like, oh, 108 in there, and I can see who in the party, unless they they offline, and I can just go jump straight in their party from right then and there. I don't have to go all the way down and go find you.
Right. It does show, and the notifications that show, like I have a good buddy who likes to send multiple invites at once. It shows how many he shows me when I log on.
They said that, no, this build that I'm getting now is supposed to get. They're supposed to stop that multiple invites.
Whoa, really?
It was in the notes. Yeah, that one's supposed to stop the multiple invites. So like if I'm on YouTube, that's the only thing they need to fix. Like say I'm on YouTube, like only PK, I know that you sent me an invite because I happen to be looking on Twitter on my phone, and whatever anybody sent me something on my Xbox, it comes on my phone. Otherwise on YouTube, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing coming across the screen or nothing. And I be feeling bad sometimes, like, dang, I can't get in that party. It's 20. He hit me up 20 minutes. Because I think it's like a 10-minute break.
Yeah, I don't know when it expires, but it does expire after so long.
So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go see. Then that's when I go see, oh, who in the party? Okay, let me jump in the party. But that's why I do like the integration with your phone and stuff like that. Like somebody might send me a message. A lot of people just thinking I'm just sitting in front of my Xbox all the time. I'm not. I might be in my office. I just have it on.
I get the same problem too. My PC's on 24/7.
I said I'm on.
I was thinking, I'm online.
Nope. Office doing something more. I might go walk to the store. I just leave the damn thing on.
So let me ask you guys, since we're running short on time, what games are you guys excited for coming out soon?
Cyberpunk.
I think we all in agreement there that we all want this Cyberpunk.
It's definitely going to be the game of the year for me, possibly of the generation, because I had a lot of great games that I enjoyed this generation, but for me, that might be the game that I go whole hog in, because I haven't done that to any game this generation, and I'm itching to do that. In fact, like I said before on with 100, and we were saying in the pre-show, when Halo got delayed, my first reaction was that of relief. Because I would have more time to focus on Cyberpunk. So definitely, that's the game for me.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be amazing. And actually, it's probably going to set some records. I think we all super excited for this game. Um, uh, and honestly, I don't think it has much competition when you look at
Yeah,
the rest of the year.
yeah. The only other thing that would have given it competition isn't coming out this year. That's Halo. Honestly,
Well, Call of Duty gonna give it because
yeah. Call of Duty is gonna give it when it give it, no doubt.
they got that cult following. They ain't gonna never get away
Yeah,
from it.
but Call of Duty is just one of those things. It's like, eh.
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
he's right in an aspect that
Oh,
people
no,
are
he's
still going to buy.
absolutely right. It's just like, because it's so much of a of a truth and a fact. I don't even think about it anymore. It just is, by default. You don't question it or think about it. It just is.
Call of Duty can throw you shit and people still gonna buy it.
Yep. I mean, look at Black Ops. Was it 4 with no single player?
Yeah, but people still ran out like crazy and bought it. I buy it for my son. My son is Call of Duty free, so he is pops Call of Duty, and all right. And the only
So,
reason you might catch me playing it, like I actually did buy it twice because I wanted to play. Modern Warfare and Advanced Warfare is my favorite, and Black Ops are my favorite ones. I'm trying to get through Ghost, but he don't never leave me the disc, and I ain't gonna buy Ghost.
Yeah, that's a tough slog. Ghosts I don't even own because, at least with Call of Duty's this generation, I would buy them on PC because I just wanted the single player. I was just interested in the single player. Either got a deal or somebody who had the disc version or whatever. But Ghosts I skipped completely, and I still have no desire to get it even for $5.
I skip Ghost because I listen to the folks, the media. I didn't try it for myself. Ghost is pretty damn good. I'm not a really multiplayer fan of Call of Duty. I play them for the stories. That's when people got mad at Master Chief Collection
Exactly.
and the multiplayer was broken. I didn't care for the multiplayer because I was never really into the multiplayer. I was excited that I can get all these games and I ain't got to put in no more discs.
Well, yeah, me too. But yeah, I'm very similar to you in terms of that. But I'm cool with multiplayer. I don't have a problem with it, but it's not my be all end all. It's not the first mode I'm clicking on. If I get a new Call of Duty game, I'm not playing the multiplayer until I beat the single player. Same with Halo. I'm beating Halo that night.
I don't think 108 beat the single player of the last Call of Duty. He went straight multiplayer, but I went straight single player, and I enjoyed it.
Yep, same here. Me too.
I go straight single player, and then I go try out the multiplayer. I didn't really get into like super multiplayer, like in a game like that. Halo 5 drove me in, and I'm like, okay, and I had to learn the mechanics of it. Somebody was like, "Go play free for all, learn that pistol."
we should definitely come back at some point and talk about our favorite games this generation. That's what I always wanted to talk about.
That's a good subject. Yeah.
I really do. I just want to highlight my top 5 from each platform for this generation and multiplats this generation. I think it's important since we're moving into a new generation, talk about the things that kept us busy gaming this past 7-10 years. 7 years, I guess.
Yeah. 2013. So yeah, 7 years.
Yeah. I always wanted to talk about it. So I think we should definitely get together and talk about that.
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
I mean, me personally, I'm definitely excited for Cyberpunk. Of course, there's a couple small games I do want to play, like Pokemon Unite and some other random little small games that I'm definitely interested in. But overall, the big one is definitely Cyberpunk. But I think it's for everyone.
Yeah, it's the last game of the generation on any platform.
So we'll see what happens with that. And that one's $60, right, guys? Is that all?
Yes.
Even with the upgrade.
Even with the upgrade, because they were the first to support the Xbox thing.
They're gonna do like The Witcher. Some of it's gonna be free DLC. Some it's gonna be paid DLC.
Gotcha.
But the next gen
but
version isn't like a paid thing. Like they were the first to come up when Microsoft first announced that whole thing.
smart
Smart
delivery.
Yeah,
delivery.
Smart Delivery. They were the first one to sign on and be like, "Yeah, we're definitely doing this." Immediately after Microsoft had dropped their tweet, it was a tweet
CD Project Red.
from CD Project Red instantly.
Yeah, so that's already a benefit going forward. And I'm really sad that we're hearing that some publishers are not following that same mindset.
But
Uh,
it's not surprising, is it? Though
well, I mean, it's just sad, right? To me, I
yeah,
think
it's definitely
it's
sad. Definitely.
it's anti-consumers in my opinion. You're going to charge me for an upgrade.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
like a month before. If you asked me if Microsoft had announced something like Smart Delivery, would CD Project Red be a part? I'd be like, duh, because they're always doing the consumer supporting action. But if you had asked me if EA, 2K, and Activision would be doing this, the answer I would give, and look what happened. I mean, not EA. That's the kind of surprising one. EA doesn't seem to be into this foolishness either. Although with Madden they are, I think.
No, Madden. I heard Madden was supposed to be in the spring. They get a free upgrade, and it was supposed to be January, but my man said they pushed it to the spring. So if you
Oh,
buy it before a certain time, you'll get the free upgrade. So if you buy Madden for 60, you
it's
still
kind of
get your
like what
upgrade
they
for
did with
60.
GTA.
yeah. I can live with that. I mean, especially coming out of EA, baby steps with them. But when it comes to EA, that's actually a major step because, like I said, I, I would have expected EA to do the same as 2K and Activision, and
So,
they
but
did. So
is Madden still launching at the same time?
Yeah, Madden. Yeah, I got playing Madden now.
Okay. So Madden is still $60 though, right?
Yeah, Madden is
And
yeah,
$60. Yeah, and you get the
$60.
free upgrade. So if you get the
so
Series X, it automatically up gonna give you the enhanced version.
okay, so the only game as we know that is charging extra is definitely Call of Duty. Is that
Yep.
accurate? So
Yep.
I
I
want
mean,
to say there was another
far
game that
as
was being debated about it as well, because Call of Duty wasn't the first one that come to mind. Because Activision, but yeah, it must have been because, like I said, Activision was the first. No, actually, it was 2K for NBA 2K. So
Yeah,
because they're
2K
doing that,
doing it too. But I
right?
think 2K doing it too.
Yes, but 2K we had known about 2K first, so this game must be the second, I would say.
so as of right now, there are no first parties that are charging that price tag, right? That
No,
we know of.
No,
no.
that would be suicide.
Microsoft already said they're not going to do that for their first party titles.
No, no, that would be suicide, and
No,
I
they
don't
said
know
they're
if
not
the
doing that. They
games
said
that are
they're
cross-generating
part of they're
either.
part of smart delivery.
And okay, I'm just checking because I wasn't sure about my information. Just want to check with you guys, and that includes the PlayStation side as well. And of course, PC is not affected by this. Um, the only issue with PC is Epic is starting a war with Steam, and far as they're following some of the Sony's uh, footsteps and trying to get exclusive rights for
Yeah,
a lot of
shenanigans.
these
Yeah,
games.
yeah. Instead, a lot of people see it as, oh, it's all one platform. You're still getting on the same thing, but Epic's
No,
platform is nowhere close to what Steam is, and it's gotten better from when they first started these shenanigans because this is new out of them. And so their store and their whole platform is better than it was at the time when they first started, but it's still not at the same level as what the other guys are doing, where you would be like, oh, I would get it out of EA. I'm sorry, Epic, if it costs less or whatever. It's really not about that for the PC gamer.
right. It's definitely different when you're using whatever launcher. I don't care if you're using EA's or Ubisoft's or Microsoft or Steam, Valve or even Epic. All those launchers are different. And if you have every single launcher, including Battle.net, they come with some tolls on your PC. So you got to decide on and be very decisive on what kind of launchers you want to run on your stuff. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Like I cap hard for Steam. I'm not gonna lie, but Steam continually provides, like they have a 10-foot interface. So what a 10-foot interface means, like the same dashboard you have an Xbox, PlayStation has a dashboard, Steam has one, so you can just use a controller. So to make PC gaming easier for those who are new to it. PC still has its complexities over a console, but Steam had been in the forefront for a long time to bring the complexity level down. To try new hardware, new ideas, to do things like the Steam sales. Now we're starting to see inklings of that on the console. But what Steam has, I refer to as crackhead sales, because that's the level of pricing drops they'll provide on games, and that business model is finally starting to come to consoles in certain ways, and so it's just when you innovate, real great innovations spread out beyond your purview, and I feel that's what Steam has been doing, not the others, and so this is where the whole argument comes about, with PC gamers, as with the whole Epic Store thing. Because what Epic is doing, when you look at the whole situation with them and Apple, they're as bad as Apple is, and I'll talk garbage about Apple all day. I know that much negative about Apple to say objectively negative, But when it comes to this, them versus Epic, these are like two villains. This is like Hitler and Mussolini, or what's his name in the Soviet Union? I forget his name. Like battling out. You don't care which one lives. You would hope that both of them died. That's how crooked it seems to be, between these companies. And then who's suffering for it? Us, the consumer.
Yeah, and so I'm not trying to cut you guys off, but we got to get out of here, man. I appreciate the support though, and what I want to do is make sure that everyone knows how to find you guys, and so that we can keep this train moving. So go ahead, 100. Where can they find you?
Oh man, you can find me at the local bar. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on the interweb. I'm not too hard to be found. Got a new show on Saturday nights. Xbox has no games, so anybody welcome to come through. You guys want to come through? Just let me know.
What time is it?
It's kind of late, y'all time. It's when the kids go to bed. We're gonna put it that way.
Oh boy.
Okay.
When Ibaka go to sleep and Flip and baby Cody go to sleep, that's when we start.
All righty. So we're gonna play by ear. For us Eastern folks, that means we gotta be up late.
That ain't gonna happen. I don't think often for me, because I work Sunday, and Sunday is a big day for me at work. But if I can, I'll come through.
Yeah, we try to do it. It's when sometimes the kids go. When we get, I look out for it's not about me. I got that from my man Triple Cup Chuck. It's not about me. It's about we. So I go off of what they can do, because they said I'm in the future. I'm in the past, because I'm on the West Coast. So I'm 3 hours ahead. Back.
Right.
For me to do something.
Yeah, me and PK are in the future.
Where can they find you at, Sick?
Well, they can find you and me tomorrow night on the GRG podcast, as always. You can find me everywhere great games are played, and you can find me on Twitter, Six Slayer, the same name you find me on every platform, except if you find me on Call of Duty Mobile with that name, that's not me. That's somebody I got to find across this internet to choke because they stole my name. Hint, hint, it's just my nephew. Leave him alone. He's only 12. But yeah, so you catch both of us tomorrow night on GRG, and we'll have more to discuss on games and topics left and right.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming through, support me. Thank you so much. You guys have been great support, and thank you for you guys coming through to check us out. And we'll try to keep you entertained as we keep this train moving forward. You guys have a good one. We out.
Peace.